On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have never left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
No, brother, guess this is not TBS. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. On a Friday edition, there is. I am Cole Johnson, one half of the duo. The other half, he says good morning to everybody. He is on vacation. He will return on Monday. But a person who's going to be returning is the following person. Let me see if I can get this correctly. And now batting, the man who has said F Boston 13,000 times this week, number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother.
Hope everything's good with you, man.
Everything's great, blessed. I'm up this morning, ready to rock.
I hear that, bro. I hear that. Every day above ground's a good day. I totally agree.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Let us get going with today's Whipper. Oh, well, before I do that, we're probably going to have other special guests, along with, of course, the man of the bottom half of the second hour, which is, of course, Chris Bass. He'll join us later. We might have another guest, probably a super producer might come in and talk some stuff because I slotted some time to where we can actually talk some wrestling. So top of the second hour, we might be doing that. So yeah, prepare for that. But for now, whip around, please. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball. If Clueless was a face, it would be him. So he says if he has any major regrets about his tenure thus far as the commissioner of baseball, of course it centers around the Houston Astros sign stealing scandal. And why is it? It is the well, in his mind, mistake of granting the players who benefited from said scandal immunity. He went on to say the following quote, I mean, if I could take back the rather flip comment I made about the World Series trophy one time, I'd take that back. But there have been times, particularly in times of pressure, I look back, taking a little more time, might have had a different outcome. I'm not sure if I would have approached giving players immunity this time around. Once we gave players immunity, it put you in a box to ask exactly what you were going to do in terms of punishment. I might have gone about the investigative process without the grant of immunity and see where it takes us. Starting with, I'm not going to punish anybody. Maybe not my best decision ever. Close quote. The following is coming from an Astros fan. Yes, that was the wrong decision you made, fool. Goodness gracious. Your thoughts on the absent-mindedness of Rob Manfred?
Oh man, why? This funny because now he's harping. He's going back into the past and regretting some of the decisions he's made. Dude, own up to it. Like this, you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
People should have been punished.
Yeah.
Well, some people were punished.
Some were, but more
players should have
Yes.
been punished. That's corrected. Players should have been punished because they had a part of it. Because coaches were suspended, fired.
Yeah, they suspended the sort of like the frontline coaches.
Joey Cora got fired from Boston.
Right. yeah. After he took his sign stealing talents from Houston, went to Boston, did the same thing. I'm convinced that he did the same thing in Boston and to win them that World Series because they went through that year breezing like the Astros did the year before. Yeah, but I agree with the fired part too.
Yeah,
but yes, AJ Hinch was banned for a year and got the pink slip from Houston. Of course, now I don't know if he still is the head coach of the manager of the Tigers now, but probably
barely.
Yeah, and I think he probably should be on his way out the door because he's done a terrible job there. And the GM was banned for a year and he got the pink slip as well. And they fined Jim Crane, the owner. That was it.
That's it.
And like I said, I'm an Astros fan. And I will tell you, no, dude, you did not do enough. You did not do enough.
Not at all.
And what sucked was he was lamenting on, well, it's sad, these players who were part of that scandal now, 5 years later, 6 years later, they're getting booed. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect? They should still get booed. It's not unlike what anything the Patriots did, because they were booed for years and they were called cheaters for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's to be expected. Double, especially if the players receive no punishment at all. Yeah. Come on, Rob. You somebody on your team should have told you something better than that. Come on, man. Really? Oh, goodness. Prime time may have to go. No, he does have to go under the knife yet again. And it is to address blood clots. Now, the Colorado football head coach says that he will undergo surgery today to fix it in his legs, but downplayed the risk of amputation, as that has been talk all week long after one of his doctors mentioned it last week. Now, the news marks the latest of his health woes since 2021, when blood clots led to a life-threatening situation in the amputation of 2 toes on his left foot. Now, I did not know how bad and how dire that situation was and we talked about this, I think, on Mentality, where this was when I actually got into Club Shay Shay, because I thought, wow, Shannon really did a in-depth and deep interview with Dion, and Dion was disclosing things I have not heard, and that was one of those things, the amputation of his feet, and the fact that Dion learned about blood clots in his family right about the time he started being the head coach at Jackson State. Your thoughts on Dion still needing to be under the knife?
It just goes to show you, man. 'Cause it looks like Prime is in good shape and good health.
Mhm.
Like you never know what God has intended for you, and you don't never know what struggles you're gonna go through or what what adversity you're gonna face in life. And but knowing Dion, he's gonna face it head on. He's not gonna
Yeah.
he's not gonna he's not gonna crumble. So
Hmm.
I'm my prayers to go out to him. Hopefully he won't have to get a leg amputated. But I'm
I
sure
hope
if
so.
it happens, Dion will find a way to overcome it.
Mm. No better words ever spoken. I totally agree. I think he will, and he will shine like he always does, and he'll say, "It's my house" very soon. So yes, heal up, brother. You're so good in the world of sports, and you're so inspirational to so many people, and so many men. Yeah, just keep your head up. Now I'm going to admit this story is simply here just to make me laugh. The U.S. government is suing former NFL linebacker Bill Romanowski and his wife, alleging that they used money from nutrition company steroids. I'm sorry, not bad, to pay their personal living expenses, and now they owe more than $15 million in back taxes. Now, in a lawsuit filed earlier this week in California, the Department of Justice lawyers allege that the couple failed to pay millions of income tax between 1998 and 2007, which includes the tail end of Bill Romanowski's NFL career when he played for Denver and then the Raiders. He retired after the 2003 season. In attempts to avoid reporting federal income repaying those taxes, the lawsuit alleges Romanowski's withdrew money directly from bank accounts registered on behalf of Nutrition 53, the nutritional supplement. Oh, I'm sorry, the drug dealer. My bad. I'm sorry. The nutritional supplement company they founded in 2006. Your thoughts, sir?
Really, Bill Romanowski. I I didn't even hear about this. I really didn't care, but you all know Mr. Romanowski was juicing.
Hard,
It's not like this is news. So I
juicing
can
hard.
imagine the supplements, well, special kind of supplements that
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Romanowski and his wife got involved with, but not to disclose income. They was that means they had a lot of clientele.
I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm the in the alley. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm your pusher man.
he was pushing it, all right.
Yeah, dude was moving that product
I wonder if
on
they
the
would
low.
would they give a list of their clients to the U.S. government, or would the
Ooh,
government even ask for a list of their clients?
I hope the government does because that would be funny.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It just brought me joy because I was like, man, this roided up fool finally is getting his. It took a long time, but finally he's getting his. And too bad he drug his wife down with him. But doggone it, what an idiot.
Is she really innocent though?
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Mm. Is she? She didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, bro. Yeah, you're right. All right, Ryan, guard your heart, bro. A veteran off-season acquisition for the Jets will miss the entire 2023 season, but it's not Aaron Rodgers. No, no, no. Unfortunately, tests revealed that safety Chuck Clark, who the Jets added in a trade March with the Ravens, he suffered a torn anterior cruciate ligament in practice. The 28-year-old has been one of the most dependable players in NFL prior to injury, appearing in 96 of 97 career games. He also had a streak of more than 1,200 consecutive defensive snaps last season, according to ESPN. The Jets had been hoping to pair Clark with ascending player Jordan Whitehead as the starting safeties in a blossoming and potent defensive backfield. Now, you live in the area. How debilitating is this injury for the Jets?
Was he starting? Was he going to be a starter? I don't know, because
I think he was probably going to be a starter.
was he going to be a starter? It hurts if listen. The Jets have the opportunity to be one of the best defenses in the league this year. They added some quality pieces. You have the reigning,
this one, unfortunately, being one of them.
defending defensive rookie of the year in Sauce
Defensive
Gardner.
Rookie of the year, yeah, Sauce Gardner. Ooh, that's a bad boy in the corner.
Yeah, you got of course you got Quinnen Williams.
Right.
You got so many players like Carl Lawson. You got Jermaine Johnson. You got some players there that step ups, but that secondary, I think it's gonna hurt him a little something. But maybe one of the young fellas will step up. Maybe one of the guys that was there last year. But yeah, if they brought him in for a reason, because obviously the guy's talented.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they did.
It sucks when a player gets hurt and is going to miss the season. You don't wish that upon anyone.
No.
So listen, again, prayers out to you, brother. Hope you get well, and maybe next year you could be a part of a dominating defense.
Yeah, I hope the same. I really do, and I echo those same sentiments that Weiss just said. And no credentials required. And Jets fan extraordinaire Ryan McCarthy says, yeah, it's sad about Clark. And I talked about it yesterday on the Brian Snow Show. He did a wonderful job guest hosting the 3 of the 5 days. And, of course, today, later on at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 2:05 Eastern. Drew Willingham will be filling in for Brian for the Brian Snow Show. He says, hence the reason why they signed Adrian Amos. And, hopefully they won't feel the loss of Clark that hard, because that defense is growing to be one of those where you see the name on the schedule, you're like, okay, this is going to be a long 3 hours. They're getting to that point.
Yeah, well, now all they need to do is have offense show up. So we'll see.
Yeah, speaking of offense, Aaron Rodgers says consecutive MVP seasons gave him confidence to discuss ayahuasca use.
Seriously,
you see, Ryan. This is the crap I'm talking. Yes.
Are we really discussing this?
You see, Ryan. This is the crap I'm talking about. This is the Space Cadet crap I'm talking about. And that concludes today's Whip Around. Oh, good Lord. A quick break, and then when we come back, oh Lord, I'll get behind. We'll touch a little bit on the NBA draft, but in particular, of course, the name that we have all heard that was going to get drafted number 1 in the NBA draft. And we'll probably have more. We'll probably have some surprise guests. And remember, bottom line number 2, enter the Bone Shakalaka with Chris Bass. Oh, yeah, I know you're looking forward to it. So is Wise, so am I. We'll be right back. This is Snowman in the Morning with Coach Johnson. I'm joined by Wise. We'll be back right after this.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Back at it. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. I'm joined by my mentality partner, Wise.
I can't stop laughing at that.
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers and F Boston.
Yeah,
yes.
that.
Well, yeah.
I could care less about Aaron Rodgers, whatever the hell it's called.
Now, wait a minute. Now, why would you say that when you be seeing a whole lot more of him in the fall?
I know, unfortunately, I know. I know.
Oh, my goodness. To the Fanatic Feedback Zone we go. We talked about him in the last segment. Ryan McCarthy, Jets fan extraordinaire, no credentials
Mr.
required.
McCarthy.
He says, a good day, Snow Crew. A 10 of 5 start? What is this, TBS in the 80s? No, sir. Victor Locke, VLock83, or as many or as many now call him, Vicalock.
Yeah,
says, brother guest, I love you. The big dog, Shane Lake. The dog is in the building this Fanatic Friday, and he will join us a little later. When we talk about wrestling, he'll be in on that convo. A Pizzle 90.
My man, A Pizzle.
One of the most ardent supporters of all of us, for Wise, for Brian, for me.
Oh, man, I got nothing but love for A Pizzle.
Same, I do too. He says, good morning. Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Victor says, in the name of the lawman, the outlaw, and the holy bizarro, it's Wise El Jefe.
That's like 4 different personalities right there.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Ryan says, oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me do this correctly. Now batting, a man who smokes more trees than the Canadian forest fire. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. That's a lot. That's a lot of smoke, bro.
That's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot of smoke, man.
Oh my gosh. Shane says, Wise for all the Red Sox fans here. The Yankees. Love you though. Well, you'll get a chance to say it back to him. He says, I got my game face on, Cole. Let's party. That's right, brother. But A Pistol shares in your same sentiment. Boston. Ryan says, and now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir in reference to Rob Manfred, entitled Rob Manfred is a blankety blank fool. You fool! I 100% concur. I'm sorry. I am Cole Johnson, and I
Approved.
endorse and approve this message. Yes. Yes.
Oh wait, hold on. Before the thing though, I want to give out my condolences to the people in that sub.
Oh,
That's
yes. Yes.
that's
Yes.
it's a sad story.
Yes. Ocean Gate. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a horrible
yeah,
story.
it's that's some rich people stuff.
Yeah. But it's still horrible all the same.
Oh no, it is. It is. It's sad. People lost
Mhm.
their lives, but that's some rich people stuff, man. I'm not really go submarining down to the Titanic. Like, have you seen the documentary when they were down there?
Well, I guess documentaries weren't enough.
I we can't. It's too early to joke on this, but
But now, I'm glad you actually did that. Uh, if you want to hear Wise's thoughts about Ocean Gate and the unfortunate individuals
oh,
that
I knew you
did
was gonna bring
live
that
and
up.
die, you will tune in to one of the next episodes of Mentality because you will hear Wise probably in all of the forms that Victor just laid out. You probably will hear the lawman, the outlaw, and the Holy Bizarro version of him talk about this one issue. That's Mentality. Yes, you will. Yes, we will talk about this, and I will give Wise the floor to cook as he always does. Oh my goodness! Good morning to you, Hawk TV. I'm glad that you're here, brother. It's great. A Pizzle shares in my laughter of Romanowski because I think it's absolutely hilarious that he was that stupid.
And whoever was, I think it was Vic that asked if I have two new nominees for more. No, they're not relevant. I could care less about Bill Romanowski.
Yeah, Romanowski. No, I didn't.
He's not. Yeah, he's you can't help stupid. He's just
you sure
you can't help that.
Sure
You just can't.
You sure cannot help stupid. Because that's exactly what I was thinking. Because I read the story yesterday. I was like, could this be an FMO? No, it's not.
Nah.
So I didn't put it.
That's like the first time I heard Bill Romanowski's name in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but to say now, if you want to hear him do a similar rant about him as he did with Scott Baio, then yes, then maybe so.
But Scott Baio was a completely different story, man.
Which is true.
Scott Baio was just a completely different story. Talking about, I'm going to leave California and move. Well, take your ass on to Florida then, man. Like, nobody cares, Scott Baio. Charles is no longer in charge here, so hit the road.
Oh my goodness. Victor says good morning to Hot TV, Mr. McCoffey, the super producer, and to us. Good morning to you again, and also A Pizzle. And A Pizzle shares our same sentiments. Is every day above ground's a good day? Yes, sir, it is. Victor says, are we getting 2 nominees for Moron of the Year?
I'm sure we will during the episode. I'm sure we will.
We might get it. We might get a nominee.
Who you think it is? That's for sure. It's not gonna be Bill Romanowski.
And I don't think Rob Manfred will qualify either.
Nah, he's just
He's unfortunately just clueless. Ryan says, "Look, yeah." Oh, no, I said that. A Pistol says, "Look, salute Vicala, McCoffey, Hawk TV, Cone Sports with the Z, and of course, Mr. Wise, Hawk TV, Aaron, and the Psychedelics." Yes. It's almost like, well,
I got some shrooms for Mr. Ashola, whatever.
Ayahuasca, yeah. Let's see, if you actually watch the latest Mentality Extra, where at the end of it we have "Why Are You Blind" playing underneath when Wise is talking about George Santos.
Yeah.
I have psychedelic music playing in my ears as a background every time I see or hear Aaron Rodgers. My Lord have mercy, you just a tripping fool. Goodness gracious. Hot TV says Ryan McCarthy's on the bass and Cole Sports doing the light show. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The Fifth Down Sports Show's own Chris Deese, he says, does it change the Jets? Depends on what you mean, because all the moves and the Jets are still 4th in the division on paper. Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I
As much as Cole dislikes Aaron Rodgers,
I can't really go. I can't really go there. Yeah,
yeah, no, I don't think. I think they're better than the Patriots,
they
especially
are.
with my boy Brees coming back.
Yeah,
Um,
that to me that is the
that's the key.
improvement. That's the
That's the
key.
improvement. That's going to open
Brees
up
Hall.
the game.
Yeah,
Brees
Brees
Hall's going
Hall
to open
is
up the
yeah,
game for them.
yeah.
If
Brees
he's
Hall is the one to
healthy,
me.
yeah, if he's healthy, he is one of the top 5 backs in the league to me. He will definitely change that offense. So I don't think they're the 4th. They might be number 2 in the division to me. I still
Yeah,
got to give it to Buffalo.
number two. It depends. Yeah, number two, and it
And
depends.
Tua is coming off last
That
season alone,
there,
so
there
I
we
can't
go.
really
That's what I
can't
was
give
gonna
him
go
the
with.
Dolphins. AP, I know you're my boy and everything, but I can't give it to Tua just yet.
That's what I was gonna go. I would say two. I would say three, possibly two, and of course it's unfortunately it depends on Tua's health. And I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. But yeah, that's how it is. Man, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. Hall TV says the big leprechaun to Big Boston. Yes, we talked about that yesterday about Chris Porzingis being a Celtic, and now Marcus Smart being an adult, the adult in the Grizzlies locker room that they've been needing all this time.
I think that is going to hurt Boston because as much as KP is was a unicorn, whatever they want to say, I just felt Marcus Smart, limited as offensively as he is,
That really wasn't his. To me, that
is
wasn't
is
why you would say he was on the team. Yeah,
is their best defensive player
that's one
and their
reason.
best ball handler.
That's another reason.
So that's why I think it's going to hurt them in the long haul because now you don't really have anyone to bring up the ball.
Yeah.
And so,
And to me, the third reason is I think he was the centering, anchoring figure on that Celtics team because I think they're sort of rudderless without him.
we'll
Now,
see. We'll see.
Now, hopefully that is not true, but he gave that impression to me. Obviously, the Grizzlies must have seen it because they said that's what we need. Come on down to Memphis.
Oh, listen. I think the Grizzlies helped themselves immensely
Big.
with that deal.
Yes,
With that deal, they've gotten the maturity they needed.
and they didn't give up much to get him.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. They and it's listen, he replaces Dylan Brooks, which is an upgrade to me.
That is an upgrade.
It's an upgrade. You get a grinder, you get someone who's a proven winner because he's been winning since the last few years in Boston. And you get that maturity level. You get that dude that's gonna sit John Moran down and be like, yo, dude, this is how we gonna do this. He's the we've never heard anything of Marcus Smart getting in trouble. I'm saying ever since he's been in the league, he's been a consummate pro. To me, it's a win-win for them. It's a win-win for the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
It helps them. I actually think it improves their team so much more now.
Yeah.
Now can they withstand that 25 game absence of John Moran and keep themselves in contention until Ja comes back?
Right. Yeah, that is the key, and you'll be glad we're not going to be talking about John Morant on the upcoming mentality episode. Oh Lord, Deets. He says, Hawk, we already talked about the big leprechaun, and that was Brian Scalabrine. Why you have to mention his name, man? Oh my gosh, Victor. Can we send Ron Manfred to the same lavish old folks home that we're sending Gerald? I believe it's the Arlington Retirement Community. And Dietz wants to remind you, Red Sox 5-1 versus the Yankees this year so far, but the biggest difference, a plus 17 run differential.
Okay. And how are your Mets doing?
Shane says big facts right there, and also much love to V-Lock on
all I gotta ask Deets is how's his Mets doing?
Yeah, Mets.
Yeah, I'm being
up and
petty.
down all
I'm being
year.
petty.
Yeah,
I'm being
Mets have been up. Yeah, Mets have been up and down all year. Yeah.
being petty.
He also goes on the football realm and he says the last 14 games of the Patriots says differently, meaning the Jets have lost 7 straight years to the Patriots. And until they win against them on the field, I can't put a W against the Patriots. Well, see, the thing is, you could be swept by a team and still have a better record than they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, you know, yeah, you could be 0-2 against a divisional opponent and still be ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on what they do with the other teams. Because
this year is going to be changed. I think this year,
especially in the division with the Dolphins and the Bills, they seem to these Patriots seem to struggle a little bit against both of them. I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
I think this year they're going to break that streak. They're going to finally beat New England.
I think they are too.
I'm hoping, but again, the Jets season fell apart when they lost Breece Hall to me. Yeah, that changed the dynamic of that offense because my boy was having a hell of a year.
Yeah,
I was tooting his on all preseason when they drafted him, and I expected, and he was not letting me down, man. He was doing his thing,
and he was finding his stride.
Yeah,
that's what was real messed up. He was finding his stride, and the team was actually finding its mojo with him.
Yeah,
and then unfortunately,
after
that first half,
and Zach Wilson just disappeared.
Yeah, it's a shame. Ryan says the Unicon. Oh my gosh. Football talk with Bo. Glad that you're on board, brother. Glad you're part of the family. Says
I agree with Bo on that. I agree with
Bo on that. Second spot. I do too. And simply because the Bills are the class of the AFC.
Yeah, and it's just the Tua situation.
Yeah.
Now if Buffalo would do something smart, and they would go and just go get Dalvin Cook. Get what you need. You need that running game. So why are y'all delaying the fact that y'all need Dalvin Cook?
I don't understand that for the life of me either.
Sign my boy. Just sign that boy. He still got it. He had a great year last year. Y'all need running backs, even though y'all got his brother on your team. He's not as good as Dalvin.
I don't understand that for the life of me.
I don't understand how he's still a free agent still. That blows my mind.
You know that's a need.
Not even Dallas is like.
Yeah.
And Dallas, y'all need some help too, because Tony Pollard's coming off an injury.
Yeah, you probably need someone to spell him. Yeah.
So I think he's waiting to sign to July. I think he's going to sign sometime in July, and whoever gets him is going to be lucky.
But this is what. And I said this. I said this in the chat.
That's why the Jets sign him.
Yeah, I said this in the chat when Ryan was hosting the Brian Snow Show yesterday. I said this is why I want to go to the Bills front office and punch him in the mouth, because I'm like, you are utilizing Josh Allen in the run game too much. You need to have a back to help him out. Dalvin Cook is the perfect back for that system and for them. Because he could do everything.
Yeah, catch the ball, run the rock. Yeah, he does it all. And
he's pretty good in pass protection too. So I'm like,
yeah,
what's the problem?
Listen, it's a benefit for them to sign him, but yeah, Ryan, I agree with you on that.
The primary concern, Ryan says, is Dalvin Cook is asking for too much money for a man who can't stay on the field. He does have a history of shoulder problems. Yes, that's true. However, what did we say about Christian McCaffrey last year? I will say this. What did I say about him? I said the same thing.
He's always hurt. We said, Christian McCaffrey, he's always hurt. Yeah. Last year, he was healthy.
Yeah. I said that too. I'm like, Christian McCaffrey, I don't know if you can rely on him because he's hurt too much. He gets to the Bay Area. It's like he found a healthy fountain of youth.
But it also helps that you ain't the primary running back now. Like, you have Debo, you have other options. You don't have to wear and tear Christian McCaffrey down. Like, that's what the problem in Carolina was. He was the whole entire offense.
Yeah,
he was running the rock, he was catching the rock, he was everything.
He was everything. Yeah.
So it's a difference now in San Fran where you have Debo, you have other options, you have Kittle, you don't have to be the guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Deed says, look, they already have the Bills already have a cook. His name is James. Okay, fine. So he's his younger brother.
But James isn't as good as Dalvin. Let's be blunt. Let's be honest.
And James, and James, yes, he's good in a rotation, but he too much.
Yeah.
I mean, almost seriously, almost every time I've seen
Post
him
it up too much.
No joke, almost every time I see a Bills game and he toasts the rock, he gives you a fumble. I'm like, and I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. He has talent. He just can't hold on to the rock.
Yep.
Victor says, look, you expect the Cowboys to do something logical?
I know, Vic. I know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hold on. Kawhi agrees with you too. Oh Lord, yes. Keep these comments coming because I'm enjoying all of this. So, CD says, "Look, there's a difference between being part of the meal and the whole enchilada." Yeah, and Dalvin would not be as much of the whole enchilada.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even talking about with James Cook. I'm just talking about with the fact that offense is very diverse.
Yeah,
and the big thing about that is you got James Cook on the Bills roster. But who's the leading rusher on that team right now? It isn't James Cook.
Yeah, no. It's not even a running back.
And it's not even a running back. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Ryan says, according to reports, it seems like the finalists to win the services of Dalvin Cook are the Jets and the Dolphins. Now, if he goes to the Dolphins, I like that too. I like that for them a lot. I hope he's willing to take a discount if he wants to win a ring. And he'd be really good, and I'm with you. He'd be going to the Jets too.
Ryan,
but I think he won't see the ball as much as he would like on the Jets.
Hold on. I got a comment on that. Right. So I hope he's willing to take a discount if he wants to win a ring. That's you, Ryan. Are you taking some of that stuff? Aaron Rodgers taking, like, you seriously think you're Super Bowl contenders? Like, as much as I root for the Jets, I know they're not Super Bowl contenders yet.
No, they're not yet. They're getting there, but they're not.
They're getting there. They're getting there. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Maybe Dalvin Cook might put them up there, but you're not the class of the division, Ryan. And I rooted for the Jets last year, all year.
And yeah, and still won't be. Even if they get Dalvin Cook, still wouldn't be the class of the division.
No. Buffalo is too much, especially with Holiday, Von Miller coming back, and yeah, no, they're still the class of the division.
Yeah, I agree. Victor says this segment is brought to you by the Arlington Retirement Community. Put your senility and delusions of relevancy to rest, and put your feet up at the Arlington Retirement Community. And Ryan says, yes, Wise, I'm high on ayahuasca. And with that, we will take our next break. Oh, gosh. Oh, and before I do, hold on. I did promise something on this segment. Hold on a second. The Spurs did draft Victor Wembanyama last night, and in the upcoming NHL draft, the Blackhawks will draft Connor Bedard.
The reason I'm laughing, right, is because I got something similar for Bobby J. But it's not that one exactly. It's something similar to that, though. But yeah, I had to laugh.
That's good. I love making you laugh. Take a pause for the cause. We come back. Chris Paul, a Warrior? Jordan Poole out of Golden State? We need to discuss that right after this.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
I don't want to grow up. I'm basically a man-child. 2005 Burning Man. I put a single Mitsubishi 170-watt panel on the roof of my F-250, and I killed the batteries within like 15 minutes of the first time turning them on. So that's when I first got into solar. I was blown away by the customer service at Battleborn.
We want them to be happy with our product, because in the long run, they're the ones who are out there using it.
When you used to buy something American, like a car, something you knew was built really well, that's what I think of with Battleborn.
Hey, y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m.
It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVNow.com. Join us, won't you?
So he claimed to have owned 13 different properties.
That was a lie.
Guess how many he does own? 0.
I should be asking, was this election rigged?
Not the 2021, but the 2022.
No, this election, I should be asked. I think everybody in that district should be asking. Did we really vote for this dude? Did we really vote for him? I don't remember voting for him. Did you remember voting for him? Nah, do you? I really think y'all need to check this out. Y'all need to investigate this, because how y'all vote him in? It's criminal. It's criminal. This is criminal.
You know his mother died as a result of 9/11, right?
That was a lie.
You want to hear the whole truth about George Santos? Catch out that episode and the extra that accompanies it on Mentality. You can find it on the Comedy Media Incorporated or the Real Wise TV YouTube channels. You can also catch these television replays every Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central on the BS3 Network via Roku TV. You can also find it as well on the Snowman Media channels as well. And look, we thank you all for your support. And I think I speak for Wise when I say that as well. Back at it on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I almost was about to say Mentality, but
but I was laughing when the commercial for it came up, and I guess I need to alter the time on it, because I hear you go, tell it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ryan caught me doing that. And so in the chat, almost every time I do it now, I see him type Timmy M. So yes, I saw that. I was like, oh gosh. I heard it back. I was like, oh yes, this has to change. Okay. Oh my goodness. We got a trade yesterday, which I was surprised. Jordan Poole is no longer a Warrior. He got moved to DC. Now he's a Wizard. And Chris Paul is now in his place. Now, the particulars of said deal, they're not fully there, but it sort of is as follows. So the Warriors and the Wizards reached a deal that will send Paul to the Warriors for Jordan Poole and Ryan Rollins and a 2027 second-round draft pick, plus a 2030 first-round draft pick.
2030?
Yeah, 2030.
Okay.
Now the Wizards acquired Paul, of course, from the deal that the Wizards made with the Suns when the Suns got Bradley Beal out the deal. However, Paul was not interested in playing for the rebuilding Wizards, who then tried to find a trade partner. And interesting side note to this. So I'm friends with a Washington period insider. She's a Commanders and a Wizards insider and a Mystics insider too. And she was saying, I was catching my mother up to speed on this trade with Chris Paul, and before I could get Chris Paul out of my mouth, she said that her mother said to her, "Well, he's not going to play for the Wizards." And all I could do was type underneath what I saw, and I said, "Well, she ain't lying," because I didn't think he was going to play one single possession for him. Because I was like, he's not going to play for the Wizards. He's going to find a way to get out of there and get on a contender. So the Warriors stepped up, requiring the 11-time All-NBA performer who adds a veteran presence but won't be relied upon as much as, of course, Curry and Thompson are, since, well, both of them play both guard positions and start. The Warriors also had to make a decision on Poole, who Draymond Green decided to chin check in training camp leading up to the 2023 season. Now, while the Warriors and Green and Poole tried to manage the season, it definitely had an adverse
lingering
effect
effects.
on them.
Yeah, had lingering effects.
Yeah, and it should have.
Oh, it should have. It should have. Like, I'm like, me personally, if I was Jordan Poole, every time I saw Draymond, it was gonna be on site. That's how it was gonna be. Like, I get knocked out. And then everybody said, like, it was cool when nobody knew I got knocked out. Then when the video surfaced and you see me slumped on the floor, nah, man, nah.
Yeah, you gotta catch some hands.
bro. Every single time I see Draymond, he's gonna have to knock me out, cause I'm coming. Oh, I am coming. It's like it would have been like, it would have just every time I seen him, it would have just been on site. Like, so
you put me to sleep, buddy, and now everybody knows. Oh no.
Oh hell no, no. Nah.
Yeah, and you knew that lingered, and I'm glad you actually mentioned. I'm glad we're talking about this part because this is really where I wanted to go. Do you think this is a sign of the Warriors backing Draymond? Because I'll put it this way: I actually think Draymond will re-sign with the Warriors. I basically think he's just chopping his wares, seeing how much he's worth, and probably he's going to be asking Mike Dunleavy Jr. in the front office of the Warriors.
You knew one of them had
Can
to
you
go.
match this deal or exceed it?
Yeah, no, one of them had to go. Like, I think he's gonna sign back. So in order to make it so that he could sign back and not have any issues, they had to deal Jordan Poole. So they got issue number one out of the way, which was trading Poole away. Now they just got to sit down and sign him, which I'm sure they could probably offer him the most money because of his bird rights or whatever it is that the way it goes.
Yeah,
but like they got rid of the dude you knocked out because he was making more money than you, and now they bring in CP3, who's veteran leadership, and he is not the same player he was 6-7 years ago, but he gives you that leadership that you need. But it's gonna be difficult. They're gonna have to work on that bench also.
Yeah, I think the Warriors had to. I love you. I love the way you say that. The Warriors have to work on that bench, and the Warriors need to have even with Green re-signing, they need to have a big man presence. That is a must for them.
Well, getting rid of Wiseman didn't help.
No, I think that's messed up.
They gave up on Wiseman too soon.
I do too. I believe. I'm glad you said that too. I felt the same way. I'm like, man, they gave up on him too soon. Because that's
only 2 years in the league. 2 years in the league, and
Yeah.
you're giving up on him.
They need that big man presence, and it came back to sorely bite them in the behind in the Western Conference semifinals against the Lakers. The fact that they did not have that presence messed them all the way up.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back, brother.
Yeah, sure. Now, Victor, Ryan, I'm sorry, Chris Dietz, he says, look, Ryan, you just had to stop at the Sports Illustrated writer. That publication's gone way downhill and very fast because Ryan said, my local radio buddies here had an SI writer on their program yesterday, and he predicted the Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl. He also predicted 4 wins for the Jets in 2022. Talk about being on ayahuasca. He wants to float so much. I'm sorry. Victor says, new to the Arlington retirement community, the Gerald Press Box Suite. Inside, you'll find several smiling cardboard cutouts of Cowboys fans to say you'll go to the Super Bowl. Also, a blonde mannequin with a skirt, just in case you want to give a little reach. You might be weird, but we don't judge at the Arlington retirement community. Victor also says it would have been a daily magic trick. A la Cahans. I swear. My bottom lining it, I really believe in my heart that Jordan Poole's days at Golden State were numbered. Not necessarily with the punch that Draymond Green threw, but the mouthpiece that Stephen Curry in the middle of a game in the regular season threw. Thankfully not at him. And with him throwing said mouthpiece, he had actually got him ejected from the game because the refs thought that Curry was trying to show up the referees, but no, he was pissed at Jordan Poole jacking up a shot he shouldn't have. So I think when, and I said this to many people who wanted to argue me up and down that, you know, Durant is the leader of the team and not Curry. I'm like, no. That team goes the way Curry goes, and whatever Curry says, that goes for that team. I'm sure Curry at one point or another was saying, you know what, Jordan Poole seems to not have a brain in his body. And because of that prevailing opinion, more than likely, that got Jordan Poole out of there. And then it didn't help that he basically decided to perform a disappearing act in the conference semifinals this past year against the Lakers, where last year he was a decent amount of a key, and he was a good cog in the wheel to get the Warriors their most recent championship last year. But you cut his points per game in half, because I think he averaged close to 20 points in that playoff run last year. He barely averaged over 10 this year. So you can actually tell that this had an effect, a lingering effect, not just on the team, but I think the personnel and the people involved, double especially, to one Jordan Poole. Now, we will reset. We will come back in hour number 2, and we get to talk about wrestling before, at the bottom of the hour, we do this.
And now,
that's all you get. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. We'll be back as we reset and go to the top of the hour right after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun.
Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
And hour number 2 now begins right now.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his third year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2, the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God, oh, this game. Oh, way to go, Sammy.
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
Welcome to the final hour of the week. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. I'm Cole. No, that's not Brian Snow, aka Snowman. He's on vacation. He'll come back on Monday. But I'm joined by my mentality partner, Wise El Jefe. And we're also joined by someone that will make Brian's face probably smile from New York to LA. And this is actually the first time that we'll get a chance to talk on camera. We've actually talked in the green room, so to speak. It is now time to reintroduce to the Snowman in the Morning crew the super producer, the man that we know as Shane Lake. The big dog has arrived. What's up, my man?
What's going on, boys? It's been about, 2 years since I've been on the morning show.
Yeah. Oh, man. But Brian has taught so much about you. It's like, yeah, man, you and Shane got to get together. I'm like, okay, when's it gonna happen? And finally, about 3 months ago, it did. So I was like, and I understood exactly almost as soon as we said hello, I understood why. I'm like, yeah, he's a cool dude.
Oh, easily, man, easily.
Yeah, man, good to have you aboard, man. Good to have you aboard. All right, gentlemen. Now, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to
hold on, because he's repping his team, right? He's repping his team.
I'll get to that, sir. I was going to do that.
Let's do this now. We could do this now.
It's coming. Bring it. Bring
we
it.
could do this now.
Hold on.
We could do it now. We
Lord.
good now.
Now, at the bottom of our number 2, we will enter the Boom Shakalaka with Chris Bass. But at the top of the hour, we're going to talk about wrestling and obviously the elephant in the room. Wise is a Yankees fan. Shane is a Red Sox fan. Whatever you want to say in the next 2 minutes, go for it.
Give it to me, Wise. We already know where the Red Sox stand. Give it to me.
We ain't gotta talk about nothing. We good. We good. Yeah, they beat us. They're up 5-1. Oh wow. They still got a worse record than we do.
Hey, all that matters is we beat you guys. That's all that matters to me.
See, that's it. See, that's what they celebrate.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. But it's all good. They got our number this year. Man, it's a difficult season. We don't have Aaron Judge right now. That offense is sputtering. No Carlos Rondon. So we injured right now. They got us right now where we down, but it's all good.
It don't help. Our pitching staff's been screwed up. I mean, come on here. Only winning records are from Paxton and Sale. Everyone else is either 500 or under. Yeah, we've got problems too. Trust me.
Yeah. So, but it's like Mets fans. They celebrate the little things. So. Yeah, they're 5-1.
Even they don't have a lot to celebrate these days.
No, they don't. The biggest. Like, we're used to being the Red Sox and Yankees having the highest payrolls, and now the Mets come, and yeah, they have the highest payroll, but they suck.
Ooh, do they want to spend that money though?
They want to spend money, but they ain't spending it correctly.
They say spend money to make money, but you got to spend it wisely to make it even better.
At least the Red Sox and Yankees spend money wisely. They bring investments in that's going to win them championships.
Oh yeah,
What
the Mets doing?
Not so much the Mets.
No,
you got
far
a
from it.
Red Sox fan here agreeing on something
with a Yankees fan. That's what I'm loving.
Red Sox Yankees fan. Yeah,
that's what I'm loving. This is great. This is great.
Hell froze over already, and we're only 3 minutes into me being here. Oh crap!
Exactly. And it does my heart good that I can actually do the following.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe. The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
I love David 3000.
Yeah,
he sounds like he's 12 years old, man.
He's a cool dude. Dave is a cool dude.
I know. I got love for Dave.
No, I know.
I got love for Dave.
I know you're just poking around him. It's just funny. It's just funny when I saw you say that the first time. I wanted to roll. I wanted to hit the floor and laugh and roll on the floor loud
I got
and
no
hard.
love for Dave, man. Dave is a great
hilarious.
content creator, man.
He's awesome. Oh my gosh, this is great. I'm loving this. A Red Sox fan, a Yankees fan, actually are coming together.
But that's funny because I have friends that are Red Sox fans. I went to school outside of Boston in Newton, and so I have friends in Boston. I have family that lives in Lawrence, right? And so it's just fun to me. It's just something I do to have a good time, and yeah,
I get it. I do. All right, so we got the love-hate affair out the way. All right, gentlemen. I want to know your opening thoughts on whenever I mention the bloodline. What is your immediate thoughts? I'll start with Shane.
Besides the fact it's running about as long as Hogan's title reign,
about another
great TV. It's great TV. I'll say that much right now. You can't go wrong. This is some of the best storytelling WWE has had easily in this era. Easily.
It's not even a question.
I mean, it's made stars out of how many people. We already knew Roman was going to be big, but Solo as the enforcer's coming into his own. The Usos are coming in, as the stars we knew they could be. They came in, 2014, 2015, were mid-card tag team at best, and now they're elevated.
Well,
and let's not forget the
always
wild card,
dominated.
Paul
But
Heyman.
they've always dominated. They've always dominated in the tag team
scene.
in the tag team sense. But now it's established Jay as a solo star. Like this run without
Easily.
Jimmy and being and doing all this, it's established Jay as a solo star. It shows you that Jay can carry a team or go out and do it himself. But the crazy thing is, it's helped. And I love Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's been great, but prior to him getting involved with the bloodline, he was always that mid card, whatever. This is pushes Sami Zayn to upper card level now. So it's helped,
easily.
It's helped in so many different ways to boost Sami Zayn, and believe me, Sami Zayn is one of the best out there. And I'm happy he's finally getting his due and he's getting his shine, and him and Kevin Owens is killing it as a tag team. But this bloodline thing has just been it's
been a drag.
Oh man, it's been crazy from when they first started it. You can see how Roman's confidence has grown.
Yeah, it has blossomed
to the point where
for sure.
When he speaks and he's been his promos in the last year have been
night and day compared to the
straight fire.
Not
prior to compared to the Roman Reigns versus John Cena when Cena was eating them alive.
Right.
Oh yeah.
This Roman Reigns, I think, can hang with the best of them.
And his proven he has. And even got a chance to hang promo wise with Cena in this
role, yeah.
And
he held his own.
And he held his own beautifully.
He did.
And I loved how he did it. He's like, okay, I know Cena's gonna cook, and he should. He's one of the best talkers on the mic. But I could still speak softly, carry a huge stick, and I could still get them zingers in, and confidently do it. And it's like, wow. Now are the man. You now are the man in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, Roman went legitimate. Less is more. I mean, he only has to come out 2-3 sentences, but bang, it all pops off.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that about him. And Shane, you mentioned exactly the reason why, and I've actually gone on record as saying the bloodline storyline, and yes. It looks like it probably will go on almost as long as Hulk Hogan's first WWE or WWF title reign, which is about 4 years and 2 months. The storyline line might go off that long because, I mean, the possibilities of this continuing is endless too. We'll talk about it in a minute. But you mentioned the one thing that I love about this storyline, and I've actually said that this is the best storyline that WWE's ever produced. The only one that comes close to it would be maybe the Mega Powers storyline. And the only reason why I say it's better than that is because the one thing it did is it elevated Elizabeth's profile a little bit, and it made Macho Man the main event character that he should have been for probably 2 years that he was holding the year plus he was holding the IC title. So it basically made Macho Man. It elevated Elizabeth. Didn't really do anything much for Hogan, but so it's like, okay, so it's cool, and it barely did things really for Andre and DiBiase, and I wish it did more for them, but unfortunately, it didn't. The bloodline storyline, you mentioned it, and I loved it. He said it has made stars out of Jey Uso, out of Sami Zayn, probably even Terrell Owens was a star, but I think it elevated his profile even more. And it's making people notice Solo Sikoa too, and I'm like, wow, it is elevating so many people. And Paul Heyman, yeah, wild card for sure. Go ahead. Go ahead, Wise.
Well, as far as Andre never needed to get over.
Well,
So
no, he
it
didn't.
was
No.
no, I know what you mean, but
Mhm.
with the bloodline, it's Paul Heyman. It goes to show you why he is the genius that he is.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
Paul Heyman knows
I agree.
the wrestling business.
Yep.
He knows. He's one of those people that knows that you have to get the fans to either love you or hate you.
And it can't be an in between. Yeah.
And there's no in
No.
between with Paul Heyman. But
He
with
knows
the
how to
fact,
flip that switch.
yeah.
Yes.
So my thing is having Paul Heyman with him. Same way with when you had Heyman with Brock Lesnar to make Brock Lesnar the next big thing and really take him to the next level. Once they put and Roman had done things prior to Paul Heyman, the Shield and all that, yes. But once you put him with Paul Heyman and that Brock and Roman storyline where he left Roman and then betrayed Brock and came back to, that was fantastic.
It was.
That was gold.
That was.
And to have Paul Heyman now, and you see the work, even when he recently with as far as with Cody, the promos him and Cody did.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Those promos are beautiful.
Paul Heyman is invaluable to what they want to do with the bloodline right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is why this is why he is the man. This is why he is the advocate. Paul
Heyman could make chicken cordon bleu out of chicken, you know what?
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Because he has that proven track record.
Mm-hmm.
He has that record where if you combine this superstar with Paul Heyman, and yes, he's had the few failures that it didn't work out. CM Punk.
That happens.
No, but CM Punk eventually it was shown that CM Punk didn't need Paul Heyman. But
right.
It's just Roman needed that mouthpiece for a minute, and then as Roman learned from Heyman, because I'm sure he's learned a lot in the time that he's been with Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
he's like how to learn, because
you can tell.
I'm sure picking Paul Heyman's mind and asking him how you do this and how to get the crowd, because Paul Heyman is one of the best to ever do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one
so
of the
to
best
be
ever.
able to speak to someone like that, and it's crazy because that's in every aspect in life. You need a coach or a mentor,
mm-hmm.
and that is what Paul Heyman is to Roman Reigns. That coach, that mentor you need to guide you to where the Brock Lesnar's of the world are.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. And I agree. I think it's funny, and you don't really hear that part, because you do hear people talk about, well, yeah, Roman has elevated himself. These other characters have been elevated, but yes, Paul Heyman is probably the unsung hero of this whole storyline, and he knows how to play that supporting role so well. It's to the point where he knows when to be that guy, to be that lead, and he knows when to step back, and he doesn't step on toes. And I find it amazing that he has an innate understanding of that with everybody in the story. I'm like, doggone, you don't trample over anybody. How is that? Normally you would see, okay, well, okay, so they didn't click. I mean, he clicks with Sammy, he clicks with Jay, he clicks with Jimmy, he clicks with Solo, and obviously he vibes with Roman. I'm just so amazed at how he can put the proper shine on all of these characters and not overshadow them.
No, he's literally like the producer of everything they've been doing. He's literally the one that's been making everything click off for him.
Yeah.
And even when he's not saying a whole lot, when they pan over for the camera shots in case something big like a Brock Lesnar appearance or anything, the story he can tell just with his face tells the story completely.
Yeah.
That's invaluable.
Yes, and here's another aspect that I think people have not really talked as much about that I think they should. The nonverbal cues, yes, but the verbiage you hear off the mics.
Oh yeah,
that to me has added another element to this storyline. It's like, wow, you get these nice moments where it's not even being mic'd up, but you can feel it even more because you lean in and you want to hear what they're saying. You know, and I'm still struck. I mean, there's many moments, but definitely the moment where Sammy took the chair to Roman in Royal Rumble, and then the subsequent beatdown he took. Seeing Roman just get on his knees, looking at the beatdown, and he's just going, "I gave you the world." I'm like, wow. It was just riveting stuff, and I mean all throughout, just riveting stuff.
Oh, it is. I mean, that's literally the best thing WWE has going.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, who in this storyline do you both think has benefited the most from it?
I would say Solo, but I really think it's Jay.
Yeah, Jay, big time.
Especially after this past SmackDown, where he was like, "You out and I'm out too," and turn around and kick them. And so, to me, it's Jay. Like I said, Jay's main evented pay-per-views, main event is SmackDown. He's done things while his brother was out on injury that no one thought he was capable of doing. He's always been that tag team guy,
tag team specialist guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he's now shown he's grown. I'm sorry, he's grown as on the mic, and he's grown as a performer in the ring.
Yeah.
I was about to say mic skills have vastly improved for Jay, even in the last few years alone with this whole bloodline thing prior to where he was. I mean, it's again a night and day difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And again, I contribute that to the influence of Paul Heyman.
Vastly.
Oh yeah, easily. I definitely do. I definitely contribute to that to Paul.
Because if you look at it, they've all improved on the mic. Well, the two main, Roman and Jay.
Roman and Jay definitely have,
since they've been paired with Paul Heyman. I'm sure eventually when they start giving Solo his chance to speak and all that, his skills are gonna be much improved from NXT
because he's learning really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's learning from Paul Heyman.
Oh no, it will be better. It will be better.
Much better.
It will be better. No question. I mean, heck, we could talk about Stone Cold. I mean, you know,
easily.
Stone Cold when he was paired off with Paul in WCW. You know, we really didn't know much about him, and we got a chance to know a little bit more about him. And then when they paired up with each other in ECW, that style right on, it took him off, and it's like he learned. It's like he learned a whole new way of communicating with that pairing, with that interaction.
Yeah.
Besides his business accounts with ECW,
his business acumen leaves a lot to be desired. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
big time.
His wrestling knowledge, his wrestling IQ for knowing the business
through the roof.
He's like so many stars who are failing in WCW, who went to ECW and resurrected their careers is crazy. You had Raven resurrect his career because of ECW.
Right.
Cactus Jack in a little bit of a sense help resurrect his career and get back to WWE. And after being in ECW, you had Dusty Rhodes after he was down for a while. Paul Heyman giving him the opportunity. What does it get him? It gets him Florida Championship Wrestling and getting back into the business and teaching. So who knows where a lot of things in wrestling would be had it not been for Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
for sure.
Man, I totally agree. I think he is definitely worth. He's definitely worth considering that he is one of those figures that it is important to have. And when you do have it, you have to definitely make sure that you know that you're in the presence of someone great, especially on the mic. And yes, he has great wrestling knowledge. And what helps with him and this storyline thing, he has literally been a part of that family for 40 years. I mean, that aspect cannot be denied.
No, it really can't. The more you know something, the more you know a family, the more you can utilize it.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's used that to his advantage as well. And it has made that I don't know how he family trust him even more in that regard. Oh man, this is great. I love this conversation. All right, we'll take a quick break and when we come back, more of this, and hopefully we get a boom shakalaka trip back into.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to the Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary, Chris Bay.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom of the Friday second hour, and you know it's that time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, a legend, not in our time, of all time, one Mr. Chris Bass. How you doing, sir?
That's a hell of an introduction. I can't pay you no more because I am broke. Thank you so much, everybody there. So once again, good morning to the mad scientist. Good morning to, of course, Wise All. Who's the gentleman right there? I can't see your face, kind of blurry there.
Yeah, this is the super producer. Is a good longtime friend of Brian's, Shane Lake, or the big dog.
Good morning, big dog. How you doing, man?
What's up, Base?
I like that. Thank you very much. And also, of course, boom shakalaka to everybody, of course, in the comment section as well. So thank you for being here. And thank you for having me here as well.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. All right, sir. What is on your mind right now?
Well, first of all, congratulations to all of the young men from the NBA draft last night on ABC, ESPN. I want a special shout out to Kevin Agandi, who does a very good job, and also to Pepto to a degree. So between Kevin and Pepto, they were able to have a good broadcast. And so for those of you who not know, if you saw the broadcast last night, one Stephen A. Smith wore a very pink suit, and I never had the urge to go out and get Pepto-Bismol until I saw that suit.
Oh my goodness.
Which is why I started calling him Pepto.
Why?
Oh man!
I figured that's what he was doing.
Exactly.
I was holding out. I was holding out for hope, but I figured, I'm like, he's slighting. I think Stephen A. But I'm gonna let it go. Okay.
You try your best to ignore his. But he keeps doing stuff. I mean, the only person that thought he looked good was him. And I don't. Okay, so it did hurt my stomach. So I guess the Pepto thing was correct. So what more can you do?
Seeing it hurt your stomach, huh?
Yes, it did. Gave me aches and pains and aches. Just watching it. So what can I say? I liked the ABC theme because they had on both ABC Network and, of course, ESPN. The ABC theme was more so for families and their journeys,
right?
Which was very cool, and I appreciated that. And not taking anything away from moms, because mothers rule the earth and make the earth go in a circle, because we come from mothers, obviously. But it was nice to see mothers and fathers together. Yes. That was cool beans for me. Someone like myself, who's covered news for a long time. Certain men get a bad rap, and rightfully so, for not being a father, for leaving the home or never been a part of the home, and it's something that's obviously right. But to see in a positive light of male father figures in the home who didn't leave, who, when you're a father, that's what you're supposed to do. Some people just can be there to make the baby, but don't have what it takes to have a paternal instinct. So that alone was cool for me, watching all these mothers and fathers come together for the sake of their sons into their next journeys. I was always righteous.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama, I think, is going to a very great organization with their history. Yeah. You couldn't have asked for a better breeding ground for his generational talent. 7'5" in the shoes, coming into a great organization, fellow French journeyman and Tony Parker and Boris Diaw, for example,
right.
And following the big men, of course, of David Robinson and Tim Duncan. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's a storybook. You couldn't have asked for a better situation. So I'm looking forward to him playing. The only thing he must do, even though I saw the interview he did with ABC, Robin Roberts from Good Morning America, you got to gain some muscle, man. I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's very lean. 235 for his frame, something along those lines. But you have to gain that weight. It's about 82 game season, and the bumping and grinding you do with these grown men, it's you got to put on some lean muscle. Everybody's done it. I mean, he reminds me frame wise of Kareem.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
He looks
lean,
like him.
Yeah,
very lean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But even Kareem had to gain weight.
He did
eventually. Mm-hmm. So that's a rite of passage. Look, get a great nutritionist, which he will have. That's the fun thing. You get a chance to eat. A lot of us trying to lose weight. You trying to eat, so he's going to be just fine. The back-to-back of the Thompson twins was also righteous.
Yeah, being drafted number 4, number 5 overall. Yeah.
Man, but it's one thing to have a parent, which one of the Thompson twins has said he probably called child services on him once upon a time ago. The rigorous schedule they had to jump rope, they had to run, they had to go to exercises using their left hands and everything else. But look what all of that endurance had led to where they are now. So, man, look. You may think that your parents are crazy, but they had the plan for you. And when you see these parents who were definitely involved in children's lives to invest in their future, and maybe they didn't even see it, but when they eventually did, that's what I love about that theme last night about the family, man.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I believe, well, the Disney family seems to have picked up on, and I've seen it with the NFL draft. They're now making it to tailoring it, because when we were all growing up, I don't think we felt this way about drafts, where we were so tied into the journey of the athlete and their families. It was more along the lines of, okay, what player is my team going to select?
Well,
But
it was
now,
different. It was different because it wasn't broadcast like how it is now. Like
Right.
every and like again, a lot of us we only grew up with like 3 or 4 channels. Like we didn't have all these different channels. We didn't have all this access to the internet that we have now. So it's different for us. So of course, with the evolution of media and everything else, it's just gotten bigger and bigger. And so now you get more involved in these players' lives, because now you get so much information about these players, where they were raised, single parent, whatever. They have a story, and so to be able to actually see their story play out,
yeah,
so people enjoy those stories. Sometimes I'm saying the to see some of this like the kid from Duke, the center from Duke, his father passed away. His mom was a former college basketball player, and just hearing his story and how it impacted his life, those things like that are, again, it's what people want to see.
yeah, and I think they have learned their lesson in understanding that, and saying, okay, so how can we not make this boring? How is it that we can just turn this from basically a bunch of scouts and GMs and owners in a room, where the commissioner of the league announces who gets chosen, and how can we make this a television event, and this is how you do it. And and it helps because it makes you invest in the athlete a little more, and it makes you think of them as human beings, not just as product. And when you
Correct.
think of those human
Yeah.
beings, it helps. It helps in saying, okay, I can be invested in this man's, or in the WNBA's cases, this woman's story. Shane, go ahead, sir.
I was about to say, you hit it right on the head, man. It's all about the getting invested in everything. The more people are invested, the more they're able to follow them through the team and everything else, garner fan base.
Yeah, yeah, and it makes you say, oh, I didn't really know this about this guy. Okay, I might actually have to pay attention to him more.
Well, like with the NBA, the biggest thing about the NBA draft was the NBA draft lottery. Like that was the big thing. That was when you found out where you got drafted, and then eventually the draft grew and got what it is now. But that was the thing. That was what everybody tuned into, was the draft lottery. Was where people saw the thing pop up, and whoever it was picked. So
yeah.
But they've done a really effective job by combining the human interest story. And coming from a news perspective, I think that was pretty unique. I think whoever came up with it, I think should be nominated for an Emmy. I'll go one step further than that because, again, we just talked about you're able to flesh out literally the human side of these athletes, and you have a more connectability to it watching it, and probably more inspirational if you're up and coming hooper, being of a young age and seeing again what they go through and their talents and the behind the scenes or behind the ball, quote unquote, behind the court. That would give you inspiration. So I think it's very effective. Also with the NBA, as we know, CP3 going to Golden State, Jordan Poole going to Washington. I don't know about this one. I love CP3. I do, but I don't know if he's a good fit for Golden State. So again, got to factor in Father Time. He's 38. You may want to go left, but the body goes right. And sometimes and this is nothing against CP3. It's just Father Time.
Yep.
And not everybody's going to be like LeBron James with a hyper chamber in his home and sipping on penis water, whatever he drinks. But it's something that goes on the lines of there might be a time to say, you know what, it's time to stop. It's time to hang it up. And I know nobody wants the end. But the end is inevitable whether you like it or not. And meaning to sit down with your family and people that you consult with that are tight within your inner circle, maybe it's time.
He had to go with penis water. Lord, okay.
Yeah, you can't deny Father Time, that's for sure.
Yeah, Father Time's undefeated. As LeBron James found out in the winning minutes of Game 4 in the Western Conference Finals. Here, not actually as a pushback, but here as a probably a thought.
Sure.
The Warriors seem to find ways to fit pieces that you don't think would go. Like, for instance, Andre Iguodala. I mean, he was a starter all of his career before he became a wizard. I mean, a Warrior.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden he becomes a sixth man. And probably now people who didn't study Iguodala's career would probably think, well, he's a great sixth man, and forget that he started for a lot of his career before he became a Warrior. It is quite possible that Paul could still be a Warrior, but you just mentioned it. He's 38. He'll be 39 in May. He does have a history of getting around his birthday, of having a debilitating injury because of all those minutes being logged during the season. And that is if he has played much of the season to boot. He actually might be their next sixth man. I'm thinking that's probably the role that he's going to play. Your thoughts on that, sir?
It makes sense. Mm-hmm. And adaptability is definitely needed.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're absolutely correct. I remember that. Is even go back to Kevin Durant, how Steph Curry kind of deferred his game to Durant.
Yeah.
So again, the goal is to get the chip. Let's do whatever it takes to get it. I defer my game, or someone takes the role you said before about Iguodala. So it's possible. It's just that barring injury, going back to CP3, that's the murky territory that kind of gives me pause.
And it should.
Yeah.
And it should. It should give you pause. It gives me pause, too, because it makes me think, I don't know if his body can hold up a full season. Because it hasn't, and he was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
What would make you think it will when he's 38 and 39? That's actually is a really good point.
Let's see.
Yeah. All right. What else is on your mind, sir?
Well, ESPN Radio is dismantling their morning show with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max due to budget cuts.
Yeah.
There at the Rat Bastard network. So it's not like nobody saw it coming.
Right.
Because I watched the show on ESPN2, and I thought was interesting was Keyshawn, who usually does the show from LA, which he's from,
right,
was actually in studio this past Monday, and has been off ever since. So I figured something's up because he's never in the studio with the guys in New York. I'm sorry, Connecticut.
Oh, they called him to. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a sign then. So You know what's funny is when I read these stories online. After I read it and I go to the comment section, people are brutal. I mean, they give no F's whatsoever.
They don't.
And it must be cool to be, I guess, a bully behind a keypad or your phone because they don't like nothing. They don't like anything. Like, what the hell do you like?
That's a real good question.
They don't like anything, man. So they're going after Keyshawn and everybody. And the big money guy, of course, is Max Kellerman. So I'm interested to see what they do with him. The thing about it was when I was reading the article, they were saying that they were going to have cutbacks, not going to fire them, but they'll get rid of the show and then put them into other roles where they can still be a part of the network, which not too many networks would do that. Usually a network or something like that, in my situation, we haven't worked for ABC. Once you're gone, you're gone. Not too many people that can be held over or held over. So that management style, you may have a pay cut, at least you have a paycheck still coming in and you don't have to worry about run to the bank before it bounces. So you're pretty good in that type of capacity. Another thing came to mind during that situation. Will Keyshawn Johnson leave ESPN for Fox Sports 1? To pair up with Skip Clueless because he's out there in LA.
Don't say that.
It came to mind. Which is the reason why we all need Pepto Bismol right now.
But I don't really see Keyshawn at like
his personality. I mean, I like him. His personality doesn't seem to really mesh
no.
with Skip like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I think Shannon had that more of a. Even though Keyshawn was as a player, he was
controversial and boisterous and loquacious. Yeah,
but as an analyst, I've seen him just more laid back and more reserved, and I don't think it would be as good as if it was with Shannon. It just, to me, it doesn't fit. Him and Skip, it just don't. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't click.
No, I think you're right. No, I just put it out there for the ether. But the thing, I agree 100%. He's not built for that. I think what Skip Clueless wants is he wants to talk to someone across the table from him now that would not challenge him.
Exactly.
He wants a yes person. Mm-hmm. And in the words of Scooby-Doo, Rasta Ruck, to get you a yes person, because when you have somebody across the table from you, it's boring for the person to obviously agree with you all the damn time. When you have difference of opinion, nothing wrong with that. What we've got to as society is now, if your opinion is different, then it's like somebody want to call the pitchforks and the fire and everything else and want to put you to slaughter.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. Like, for example, as a media guy, I try to cover all media and check things out. So I'll check out The View, depending on who the guest is and topic, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then I'll read a topic of, say, a comment about, or a story about The View. I go on the comment section. They want to kill these women.
They roast them. Yeah.
No, they want not only roast them, we're talking about kill.
Yeah. They will actually, death threats, literal.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's dangerous. It's not that serious.
It's not. These are just cowards that they are behind their keyboard. Like you said, they're behind their keyboards and their typewriters, and they just feel like they can say whatever they want, and they can, and that just shows you how ignorant people can be.
Very.
Where you actually get to the point where you're actually threatening someone's life. Hey, listen, I have my jokes and whatever, but if you can get to the point where a comment incites you so much that you can go and comment and say, "Oh, I hope you and your whole family die," or whatever, and I'm sure some of the, and I'm sure the ladies on The View get a lot of comments.
Yeah.
A lot of comments. I'm sure Whoopi and Joy get a brunt of those comments.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, because those are two of the biggest targets on that show.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me, man. It doesn't surprise me.
Well, it doesn't surprise me either. And Wise knows this. I've said this to him when we talk on political issues on mentality. I said to him, it's gotten to the point now where society has made politics a sporting event, and it's if a politician of your party represents you, you would cheer them no matter how bad they perform. And if it is someone of the opposite end, you will boo them no matter how good they are. No matter if they're even good for you, you will boo them because they simply are the opposite party of who you support. And you're seeing this permeate itself all throughout social media. We could talk about The View. We could talk about Skip and Shannon Undisputed. We could talk about First Take. All this energy of, well, you don't agree with my point. Well, you suck then. Oh, you suck. You don't know what you're talking about. You're pointless. You need to be fired, or you need to have pitchforks be chased after you, or you need to be gone. And they will threaten you. And I find that aspect about fandom, which it's funny. Fan is short. Fan is actually short for fanatic. I find that to be interesting in today's times because that is what many of these figures are getting all across media.
You're right.
And I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
The sad point is with social media nowadays, everybody has their voice and they express it no matter how toxic it can be. And that's the biggest problem is how toxic the society has gotten.
Sure. Yeah.
And they've always been there. That's the thing about it. They've always been. They've never had the voice until social media.
Never had the platform. Right.
Right. They've always been there. So, for example, going back to Stephen A. Smith, I think sometimes you're on a tightrope when you mention politics and sports. Not saying the two are not in the same conversation sometimes, but for example, I've seen Stephen A. Smith appear on Fox with Hannity.
Yep.
I've seen him appear on Chris Cuomo's News Nation.
On CNN, right?
So there are times when, what message are you sending? If you're not there to talk about sports and politics, then again, what message are you sending? It's kind of mixed signals. Because sometimes I think the two should be separate. And here's the thing.
That's good.
Can you separate the politics from sports? If a person's ideology happens to be Republican or Democrat, would you still listen to him or her? And because the nation's so divisive, it's like either you're part of this gang or that gang. Are you part of Democrats or Republicans or Crips or Bloods? That's the point it's gotten to. It's on a whole different level. And so when it comes to just us working together as a people, it's too much like right. It's too much like right. So you have to have this constant divide and conquer, whether it is in sports. Because to me, I can separate it, but when you bring it to the table, it's like, oh, we don't really need that. We have enough in this nation, in this world, to keep us divided until eternity. Let's think about the things that bind us together, the ties that bind. We're probably more alike than not alike. But because the world puts out this ether of misinformation and you shouldn't trust this person or him or her, it gets really murky. And so when this happens, even in the world of sports, you have all these people that come forward and say, even back when the orange fellow was president, and then he goes into the whole thing about the NFL, they should be fired. That type of stuff. We don't need that. We didn't need it then, and sure as hell don't need it now.
You see, I'm not the only one that used that orange.
Orange.
He called them orange person though, but why did you call them orange people?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this orange person talking in front of a whole bunch of Oompa Loompas. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But we don't need that. So we need to. This is why I appreciate shows like this and others, where you guys, for example, do a magnificent job doing the sports thing and creating a home for people like here and on the comment section where people come on and just and be themselves and not to judge. So the whole judgment thing gets in the way of progress because again, just because my opinion is different does not make it wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that is the issue that I have. It's like, okay, in sports, unless you're talking about a score, there's more than one way to do something and you get to the desired successful result. But obviously it's okay, you're rooting for the team that I root for or you're my enemy. And I think a lot of people don't see how cancerous that thought process is. And it permeates, as I said, throughout all of media. And it's just how it is. And it's unfortunate. I got to leave it there. This was a wonderful conversation. Sir, Mr. Bass, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, you're very kind. Mostly you can go to your computer and don't be a damn bully and keypad and type in Chris Bass on Facebook, CHRISB, as in broadcasting ASE. I must say there have been a lot of trolls and all these phony websites, phony social media sites on Facebook, which is not me. If you see some little funky thing in the corner where you see my face, that's not me. Just a clear-cut picture of my handsome face. Click that, become friends, and then we could be friends. We do it every weekend. So again, make sure you do that and get on board because you must go out and tell 5 of your friends and 8 of your enemies that baseline will be in the air.
Only this man could do it. Chris Bass joins us every Friday during our number 2, the last half hour of it. And it is a joy as always. Sir, we are better people because we know you. And I believe we're better people because we love you. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise and wisdom, sir.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Love you more. And thank you again. Let me be myself. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Sly.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Again, that was Chris Bass. Wise had to go on to something else. Get used to this face that you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see more of him. This is Shane Lake, the super producer, the big dog. And you've heard that this guy knows what he's talking about, and he knows more than just wrestling. So it is a pleasure to have you on, my man. And we're definitely going to do this again very soon. That's not even a question about that.
Time and place, brother. Time and place.
I hear that. Well, that wraps it up for this episode and this week of Snowman the Morning with Cole Johnson. For Shane, for Wise, for the vacationing Snowman, I'm Cole Johnson. Snowman will be back and return alongside me on Monday. But until then, have a great weekend. Take care. God bless. Remember, make your next move your best move. And always remember, your dreams don't scare you. They're just simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. That's what we're doing. We hope you're doing the same as well. We're out of here. See you Monday.